Okay, my friend David Berta writes us, what time of you did you or do you continue to program Litvinovs? For those of you who don't know, a Litvinov is an exercise name that I wish I could change. But basically, it's a hinge or a squat followed by a sprint or a sled pull. So you would do overhead squats and let go of the bar and sprint away. Front squats, dump the bar, sprint away. Deadlift, this is an interesting one, never worked as well as I hoped. Deadlift, then and run with a sled away. That one never actually worked as well as it looked. I mentioned, he says, Dan has mentioned over and over how it was a game changer in my career, which it was. Now he's asking, where do you fit them in? When I was doing Highland Games and discus throwing, the Litvinovs became, I would say, up to 2 times a week going into the middle part of the season, and towards the end, it became almost what I did for weightlifting. The Litvinovs were my weightlifting program. Squat followed by sprint. Well, this was a failure, but snatch followed by sprint. That didn't work out as well. Nowadays, with more kettlebells, I do Bulgarian goat back swings, toss it and run, goblet squat, toss and run. If I'd have had more, a better arrangement of kettlebells back then, I would have done goblet squats followed by sled pulls quite a bit towards the end of the season. That would be my training, because in a one-stop shop, I get my hinge, I get my squat, I get my sprint, I get my sled. And the one caveat I always throw in, if you're doing more than 3 total reps of that, squat, sprint, squat, sprint, squat, sprint, and you want to do more, either your load is too light, your sprint isn't long enough, or, and this is the big one, your intensity wasn't there. Now I use the Litvinov in a very interesting way. I use it for conditioning. Now it's a little different now, but I do, well, let me give you a good example. Goblet squat, followed by prowler, followed by push-up. Goblet squat, prowler, push-up. Goblet squat, prowler, push-up. You know, you can have up to a minute rest in between or whatever. But one of the things you might miss, and many people do when I go over that, goblet squats up and down, prowler is linear, push-ups are on the floor. The levels change in all 3 of those. And I think the level changing hits that heart as much as all the other nonsense that we do. David, that's a good question. I hope I answered it fully.